Hello everybody, welcome back here to the channel. My name's Scott. It's great to be back and I want to work on sleep. Yes, sleep, correct. I want to work on sleep and different usages of sleep. Sleep, in other words, that also means sleep. And since we're working on sleep, I'm also going to work on wake up. So let me go to some examples on sleep first. Just let me give you the verb itself. So it's sleep and it's an irregular verb. So past tense is slept and the past participle is also slept. So sleep, slept, slept. Now the first sentence is, he sleeps about 7 hours a night in general. So he sleeps, of course, the third person. So he sleeps about 7 hours a night. And the next sentence is, don't make too much noise because the baby is sleeping. And this is going to be a present continuous tense because the baby is sleeping right now. So don't make too much noise because the baby is sleeping. Shh. And after that, I'm going to go with a present perfect. I haven't slept well recently. I haven't slept well recently. Now, recently, this is going to be a continuing situation. So I'll keep it in present perfect because it started before and it's still now. I can't sleep well. Just for an example, I'm actually sleeping pretty well. So I haven't slept well recently. And one more here. Actually, I'm going to change it over. I gave you a present perfect. I gave you a present continuous tense. And now let me give you one with an adjective. The adjective being asleep. So sleep, put in the before that, you have an adjective, asleep. And the sentence is, he's just pretending to be asleep. He's not really sleeping. He's just pretending. He's got his head on his arm, his eyes are closed, just pretending to be asleep, but he's not asleep. So asleep is the adjective usage. Now I want to give some more words or expressions that are going to be used with asleep. So to be sleeping very well, in Japanese it's jukusui, and the idea in English is to be sound asleep or fast asleep. So he is sound asleep. She is fast asleep. And sleeping very deeply at this point and probably in the dream world at this point in time. So to be sound asleep would be fast asleep, sleeping well. Now there are some other words that also mean sleep, but they're not sleep. And let me give you some examples on these words. So the first one is doze. And doze is kind of like, if you saw my face there, that's doze. So kind of falling asleep. So I sometimes doze during a boring seminar. Just an example, everybody. I always stay awake in seminars. So I sometimes doze or I sometimes fall asleep in the boring seminars. So I use the word doze here for sleep. Not a deep sleep, but doze. Kind of a light sleeping, especially during riding the train or in a boring seminar. Another word is to nod off. So he nods off in front of the TV every night after dinner. And a nod off, because this is a nod. So when you nod off, you can't keep your eyes open and your head goes up and down and down. The nod off. It also means to fall asleep. So he nods off in front of the TV after dinner. Many people do. Probably I do too. So there we go with sleep and asleep and also doze and nod off in the sleep world. Now let me give you another one as far as I guess you could say it's an idiom. So in English, if you sleep very well, sound asleep, fast asleep, you sleep like a log. So he can sleep like a log. The idea of a log in that case is a piece of wood that doesn't really move. So sleep like a log is to be in a deep sleep without really moving at all. So he can sleep like a log. That's a pretty good situation if you have that. So he can sleep like a log. I'm going to give you one here. Can you understand this sentence? This is not a verb. This is not an adjective. You just woke up and you've got some sleep in your eyes. What do you think that means? You've got some sleep in your eyes. Now, sleep here is a noun. So probably everybody's experienced it. When you wake up, and it could be in the morning, it could be in the afternoon, mostly the morning, I would say. You have this kind of material that comes from inside your body, and that's called sleep. In Japanese, it's called nayani. That's what we call that sleep in English, kind of nice. So you got some sleep in your eyes, meaning you have that kind of substance there. Maybe you just have to pick it up with your finger or get a tissue. So we use sleep in that regard. So you got some sleep in your eyes. You had a long sleep, I think, and just woke up. Now I'm going to change it over from sleep to the opposite ideas to wake up. Now let me give you some sentences. The first one being, he can't wake up early. He can't wake up early. He tries to, he sets the alarm, but in the end he can't wake up early. Not until 10 or 11 o'clock. Probably know somebody like that. Another example, I woke up early, but I stayed in bed for a long time after that. So I woke up, meaning my eyes open, but I didn't get up. I stayed in bed. Maybe I was on my iPhone or so, doing something like that. So I woke up early, but I stayed in bed for a long time after that. Now, as far as to wake up, which is a intransitive verb, but sometimes somebody wakes you up. So somebody wakes you up to go to school. Let me give you an example of not necessarily somebody waking you up, but the earthquake woke me up. So the shaking and the rattling, it woke me up. I jumped out of bed, ran to the door. So the earthquake woke me up in that case. Or I'm going to give you also a passive form as well. The active is more common, but I can give you a passive here. So I was woken up, with or without is fine. I was woken by the earthquake, or I was woken up by the earthquake. They're both possible, but probably the active, the earthquake woke me up, is more common. Okay? And I have one more because I gave you sleep and asleep, which is the adjective. Now there's also an adjective for this, wake and awake. Awake would be the adjective. So I was awake when the phone rang, which means I wasn't sleeping when the phone rang. So try to use that adjective usage as well. So I was awake when the phone rang. I was awake when my mother called. I was awake when the earthquake struck. Okay? So asleep, awake. Both adjectives are good to use. Okay, everybody, that's what I have for sleep and wake today. I hope everyone's fine with it. If you have any questions, please do ask. We'd love to hear from you. Also, to like this video today, hopefully, and subscribe if you haven't already. And any questions or comments are greatly welcomed. So, until then, everybody, we'll see you next time. Have a great day and keep up the great work. Don't fall asleep in class.